Pokemon is coming to Pokemon Go, and I'm really excited about this because when it comes to limited research days, I think it is some of the best content that we can have in Pokemon Go. And I'm going to be talking about that as well as the details for this event in this video. Let's get right into it. Alright, what's happening everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So, one of my favorite kind of events that we do not often get is actually limited research days. The reason why I like this particular event is because it is a form of alternative content compared to your community days, as well as raid days and all that sort of stuff, and it also produces the chance of you getting high IV shinies. Now, a lot of times when it comes to limited research days, the Pokemon that they include are not necessarily that relevant, so I really do think that is one of the big caveats when it comes to these sort of research days, because originally I think they were introduced as kind of like an alternative to community days for releasing shinies, but ever since then they haven't really done much with research days aside from just having it as some sort of alternative content. And I really do wish they did more, because in my opinion, these are fantastic ways to get yourself high IV shinies. In fact, there's quite a lot of 98% and 95% shinies in my collection that I specifically got from limited research days. So in my opinion, I think they are incredibly underrated. But also at the same time, I will say they are very much underutilized and they do not live up to their potential. So hopefully Niantic will make some positive changes to limited research days, and we will see some vast improvements to these events, and I'll see them a lot more frequently as well in the coming years. But let's actually talk about the one that we are going to be getting, and it's going to be featuring two Pokemon, specifically Solrock as well as Lunatone. Both of these Pokemon are, of course, not necessarily that relevant. I don't think a lot of players are uber excited about getting either of these Pokemon as shinies, but still, I think this is going to be a really fun event, and there's definitely some merits to you actually participating. This limited research day is going to be called the Celestial Research Day, and it's going to be happening on Saturday, December 20th from 2 o'clock p.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. local time. And the featured Pokemon for this research day is going to be Lunatone as well as Solrock, and you will have the opportunity to get the shinies of either of these Pokemon. Now, how can you get those shinies? Well, during this event, there's going to be event-exclusive field research from pretty much every single Pokestop, and the rewards are going to be Lunatone and Solrock, and they're going to have an increased chance of being a shiny. And something you need to keep in mind is that with field research tasks, they're all going to refresh at the start of this event. So, at 2 o'clock p.m. local time, all of the Pokestops that you have not yet spun or have not yet completed the field research tasks assigned to them are going to have new field research tasks, specifically ones that are going to reward you with either Lunatone or Solrock. And also during this event, there's going to be a paid timed research, which will challenge you to complete field research tasks to get more of the featured Pokemon, and you'll be able to earn extra experience as well as Stardust. And something you need to keep in mind is that this timed research is going to be one where you're going to get bonus tasks. And this used to be something that would be included for free, but if you want to spend some money, you're going to be able to get bonus tasks for extra rewards. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I think limited research days are a lot of fun. Of course, the caveat is that you need to be in an area where there's a lot of Pokestops. And I think that's the one drawback with these limited research days. I think one of the best things that they ever did was have a format where you could have a lot of research tasks through a timed research to get some extra shinies, and they haven't really gone back to that as much. I think that was one of the things that they did with the pandemic, because a lot of players could not go out and play, so they had it where you would be able to complete timed researches and get a couple of shinies that way. I kind of wish they went back to that, because yeah, even if you do live in an area with a lot of Pokestops, it is kind of limited. You do have very few ways to get shinies through these sort of events. But the shinies that you do get, they're going to have the research task reward IVs, which is a much higher floor compared to just finding them in the wild during community days. So in my opinion, I think these are, again, one of the best ways for you to get Shundos and high IV shinies. And I think the one thing that they should work on is the Pokemon that you get. I think in the past, one of the only notable limited research days that we ever got was the one for Cranidos and Shieldon. And aside from that one, I don't think we've ever had a really exciting limited research day Pokemon. So yeah, that's one of the suggestions that I would make. It would be really cool if they included a Pokemon, maybe even a Pokemon that we already had as a community day, like Jangmo-O or I don't know, Dratini or like Larvitar. Like those would be really cool options. I don't know, but they should definitely explore better Pokemon for these limited research days. And again, have them a lot more frequently. But in any case, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts regarding limited research days, as well as this specific limited research day down below. Are you excited about it, or are you going to completely skip it? Definitely share your reasons for thinking that down below in the comments, and let's have a great discussion. And thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here, and also don't forget that notification bell. Make sure you turn it on so you know exactly when I upload videos. And real quick, let me give a shout out to every single one of my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Content Slow channel, the best way you could do that is going to be by joining my Patreon. And when it comes to my Patreon supporters, I always add them to my Pokemon Go friends list. That's the main perk. So when it comes to stuff like remote raids, opening and sending gifts, the friendship system, as well as the new weekly tasks or the weekly challenges, if you want to play Pokemon Go with me, if that's something that interests you, make sure you go and check out my Patreon. I'll put a link to it in the description below. And if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, you could do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. I'm on the platforms you see right now on the bottom of your screen. Make sure you go there and give me a follow, and you'll have access to some exclusive content that I'm only putting up on those social media pages, as well as be able to keep up with my daily life. And before I end this video, let me mention that I actually opened up an Etsy store. And if you're a big fan of K-pop, then maybe there's going to be something there for you. And of course, considering that Christmas is just around the corner, if you want to get yourself a very unique custom-made gift for a loved one who is a big fan of K-pop, definitely go and check out my Etsy store. I'll put a link to it in the description below. Maybe there's going to be something for you. So definitely go and check it out. And that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself today, and I'll catch you all later.